welcome. It is me, Tracey the Sacred CEO, also known as Mama T, the OG truth-telling, tea-spilling, divorce doula, host of Life After Divorce show. And we have an amazing guest with us today. Honey, let me just tell y'all a little bit of something. You know, some days you wake up and you think you have stuff all planned out, right? Well, honey, I'm going to tell you, we had a few challenges this morning, but me and this priestess right here, we made things happen. Why? Because we understand we are the alchemists. And if one thing my grandmother told me, honey, it is always more than one way to skin a cat. And you being a woman, you should know that. We already know how to come in multitasking. Would you agree, Zokai?
Absolutely, 1000%. Okay.
Yes. So once again, welcome to Life After Divorce show. We are coming to you to speak a little bit about how beauty can actually help to heal you from heartbreak. What am I saying here, honey? Because I know when I'm brokenhearted, honey, I don't want to do no hair. I don't want to put no clothes on. What shower? That's about all you may get is a shower once a day. Okay, I want to sit there and sulk and cry and listen to sad music, honey. We finna spin the whole thing. We finna twist the whole thing for you. We finna give you a whole shift of how to come at this thing called heartbreak. Because if it's two things humans have in common, okay, besides eating, sleeping, and shitting, honey, it's two more things we got in common, and that is love and heartbreak. Those two things everyone is going to experience. Okay, so how do we get up out that rut of being extremely depressed, where we feel lethargic, can't move, just in that place of sadness, depression, and feeling sorry for ourselves? Well, honey, let me tell you, this actual episode, we are going to give you the 411. We are going to give you the deets on how to recover and use the ancient and sacred rituals of beauty. So we're going to call this episode the Red Lip Therapy. Honey, I'm telling you, Zokai, I met this sister. She has helped me to actually increase in my beauty regimen and to understand that with my beauty is how I am able to attract more abundance. It's how I'm able to even attract more joy in my life. So I'm going to let Zokai introduce herself and go ahead and take over the platform. Hey, sugar.
Hey. We in the building today, right?
Yes.
So again, I'm Zokai, the modern day priestess. And what I do is I simply guide women into the most magnetic glow up of your life, especially after a divorce or a heartbreak of any kind, or just a major life transition. And I do that through beauty first. So we heal from the outside in versus the inside out. So that's who I am, and that's what I do. And you mentioned red lip therapy, and really that's the first step. Getting over any heartbreak, put on a red lipstick. Any red lipstick you got, put it on. It is going to be the first step. Yes, and yours is so cute. Okay, come on.
Thank you.
It's the first step to really starting to feel like yourself again, because that's what we want to do. We want to get back to us and get to the desired version of us, because when we go through heartbreak, that turns us into somebody else. Who we was before that relationship and during and after, totally different people.
Yes.
And so you recognize that I'm not that same person anymore, and I don't even want to be that same person anymore. And we all have a version of ourselves that we desire to become, that highest true version of ourselves. And so putting on that red lip is the first step. Red lip therapy is really a ritualized practice of confidence, energy alignment, and reclaiming your identity, not who the partner told you should be, not who the world said you should be, not who the church said, what you should look like. It's who you say you are and who it is that you are becoming.
And you went to the church. I'm going to go in on that part, because one of my dilemmas about wearing red lipstick. And if you notice, I did my nails red as also. So one of my dilemmas was I had this undercurrent, this underlying belief. One, I'm a bright woman. So wearing red, it's really going to pop on me, right? It's going to be extremely noticeable. And number two, I had this underlying belief that bright red lipstick was for whores. Because that's what they told us. Red nails, red lips were for whores. And as much hoe shit I done did in my life, I don't know why I would be staying away from the red lips, okay? However, I put this red lipstick on a few months back due to your suggestion. And I dressed up and I went out. And if I tell you, baby, I felt every bit of beautiful. I was recognized out there. I was told often from people, oh my God, you look so good. You are stunning. You are gorgeous. I mean, so I seen the difference in me putting on the red lip, me doing the red nails, and how that actually increased my fire, my spark, my attraction. So let's talk a little bit about that religious piece and why we stay away from that color red. And red is actually the color of the of the root chakra that actually stimulates our creativity, helping us to feel safe, helping to give us that sexual energy and sexual fire that we need to create. So let's talk about this red and that red lipstick and how it was demonized with so many other things associated with women's beauty.
So one of the main things, the main agenda for the church is to keep us dependent on them, right? So if you reprogram us to believe that we're doing something wrong, number one, that we're associating with being a hoe or, some weird demonic influence type stuff. If we don't have any creativity, if we don't have any fire, we can't what? We can't think for ourselves. So we are now totally dependent on them for every single aspect of our lives. So that's the agenda. And from the start, they definitely want to weaponize the women. When we think about the women in the Bible, all of them, they demonize them. Lilith, Jezebel, Delilah, every last single one of them, right?
Yes.
And they do that because they know who really hold the power. While they're over there telling us that we're less than and this is bad and we shouldn't do this and we're that, they're over there worshiping those very same women. Jezebel wasn't no hoe. She had a husband. She was a boss bitch. She took care of business. She was the one who was able to help her husband win the war.
Yes.
So if they empower us to do that, what the hell would we need them for? We wouldn't. We wouldn't need the church. We wouldn't need men in that way, right? To tell us what to do and tell us how to think. We will be put back in our rightful place, and they can't have that because then they can't run their agenda.
Ooh.
But what red really does is, like you said, it ignites that fire. If everybody on fire doing their own thing, what's the purpose of the church at that point? We're not finna listen to shit you talking about because we already know that we can create. We already know we can go talk to God ourselves. We already know our God. And that is the whole agenda, the whole secret plan for them is to get us to forget that we are gods and goddesses, right? So whenever you put on a red lip, a red nail, you are telling the world, I'm reclaiming my place. And my place is wherever the fuck I say it is, whatever the fuck I say I'm finna do with it, right?
You better say that.
If I'm out here and I'm like, I got my red on and if I want to be a hoe, that's my business. What I do with my vagina is my business. How I choose to create and manifest is my business. but they want to make everything their business, right? They want to take that power from us and make sexual activities dirty, make being beautiful dirty, make all these things be dirty, but these are the very things that you want and you require from a woman. It's
Yes.
trickery at its finest.
Girl, trickery at its finest. And I want to also say beauty is associated to pleasure. So if you remove the beauty, you're also removing the pleasure principle that is associated with beauty. And beauty and pleasure are the two magnetic forces for women's fertility and creativity and longevity. Like, once you remove those, let's talk a little bit about the beauty and pleasure association, because see, just from understanding, like when I was a lot younger, I understood pretty privilege. I understood, and pretty privilege has nothing just to do with an aesthetic look, y'all. It doesn't have to just do with facial or body beauty. It has to do with the way you carry yourself. It has to do with the way you adorn yourself and the way you take care of yourself. Your beauty rituals, that is pretty privilege. So you can have a person that might not be as attractive but have pretty privilege. Why? Because she's on. She's polished. She's on with all of her shit. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean. So I understood more about what pretty privilege was when I was younger. And honey, I took advantage of that shit all day, every day, honey, with everybody, with the men
That's
on the
right.
job, at the store, everywhere I went. I took advantage of pretty privilege, right? And somewhere in there, through relationships and feeling as though I needed some sort of validation from that male attraction, that male piece, that initially started to bring my confidence, make it a little smaller each and every time, to where I had to be reminded that, no, bitch, you had pretty privilege then, and you better start using it now, right?
That's right.
So I had to
If you never
remind
used it
myself.
before, you better use it now.
Yes, especially now, right?
Okay.
And so, with that, I just want to speak a little bit about how that pleasure principle is very connected, because now that I am coming from a space in place of being reborn from after this last heartbreak, this divorce, and being reborn from that. Now I am beginning to, every week I buy myself 3 or 4 dozen roses. Like every week, my room and my living room is full of roses. I'm lighting sensual candles just when I'm sitting there reading a book. When I'm laying in my bed, when I first get in my bed, I'm lighting my sensual candle next to my bed. I'm taking more spiritual baths with candles and milk and all of these things, these things that are making me feel good and beautiful, and they also bring me pleasure. So I want you to go in with that, because see, this is all you. This is, if y'all don't know, honey, I'm gonna have her share at the end, honey, who she is and all of her offerings, because this is all her right here. So baby, go ahead and give it to us.
You're right. This is my arena. I love being a woman. First off, let me say that I love being a woman. I love understanding that my pleasure, that is how you manifest, right? Because you're in a state where all of the centers are firing. Everything is going off and you're feeling good. You're in a good, clear mental state. We know that sex energy is one of the most potent energies to manifest, right? And so when we use pleasure, we can use it without necessarily being sexual. And some of the ways that you talked about is how we do that. And what happens psychologically in our minds is we start feeling a certain way. And then when we're looking in the mirror, we're seeing something different, right? Because before, we probably looked a mess. We was broken up, hurting, in pain, just why is life doing this, right? But when you introduce pleasure principles and you activate your pretty privilege, which is so funny because I'm doing a video about that next week. That's so funny that you said.
Confirmation.
Yes, yes, because this. So now you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing something different, right? And your mind is saying, "Oh wait, we're a different person. Who's that person? This is good now, okay?" And so now when you're seeing your affirmations, when you are trying to manifest your things, when you are designing the woman that you want to become, it's going to happen more quickly, right? And then not only do you respond differently to yourself, to your reflection, to your energy, everybody around you starts responding differently. So this is why you have to stay in a pleasure zone, why you have to feel beautiful, and why you have to tell yourself that you are beautiful. Because a lot of us, we were made to feel unsafe with our beauty, with our sensuality, with our sexuality. And when you're unsafe, your nervous system is fucked up, right? And now you're doing everything from a space of survival instead of thriving. But pleasure allows you to reprogram that nervous system so that now you can be calm, you can be cool, and you can start to really do what it is that you need to do. Now you're living and now you're thriving instead of
Yes.
just trying to survive. So that's why pleasure is so important. And you can get a little piece of pleasure any way, in any kind of way, whatever brings you. This water bottle brings me pleasure. I see this water bottle and I be like, oh my God, this is such a pretty ass cup. And now I'm getting turned on. And now I'm in a space of pleasure, right? And so now I can go and light my candles and do, all the things that I need to do. So it isn't always about a big ritual, right? Setting a whole huge stage, putting on your red lipstick, polishing your nails. Like I have my polish here. I'm about to polish my nails in a little bit. Whatever makes you feel good, you want to do more of that. So for you,
Yes.
buying the flowers. And are the roses red?
I have red, yellow, and pink.
All of those colors have different frequencies, right?
Yes.
So it's all about the frequency and the vibration that you need to be in for whatever day. Everything we do is about intention. When we do our beauty rituals, it's all about the intention. It's not even just, oh, I put on lipstick today. So what? Who cares? What was the intention behind the lipstick? But let me tell you how powerful beauty and pleasure is. Even without an intention, you're still going to have an effect. You're still going to vibrate because that's what it is. It's its own spell. Beauty is the first spell. So
Mm.
even if you don't put intention behind your clothes, your makeup, your attitude is a beauty tool, right? When you step out the door, you're going to bring pleasure to other people. And then that's how you activate your pretty privilege, because now they're like, man, it's something really pleasing about this girl, right?
Yes.
And they don't know what it is. Maybe it is the red lip that's drawing them in, because this is, you create with your mouth, right? You're creating your world. And so you're talking to somebody and you're like, oh, I need such and such and such, but I can't da 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 da. They focus on the red, and the color, the frequency is vibrating and is starting to activate something within them to bring
Mm.
what it is that you want. They're looking at you and they're starting to feel pleasure. So it works not only on yourself, but on other people. Now, when you take it a step further and you add intention to the ritual, now you, like my grandma say, you cooking with oil now, right? Now you really getting it on. You really are turning yourself on all
Yes.
the ways, right? And so that's the space where you want to be. And you can start with just one thing a day. It doesn't have to be a whole, like I do a whole ritual every morning,
Hmm.
every night.
Hmm.
You don't even have to do all that. You can take a bath, light your candle, and just feel how that feels, to take care of yourself, to do something for you that feels good to you. Get you a silk robe, a satin robe, because that texture is pleasurable to your
Hmm. That's
skin, right?
fabric.
Yeah, it
Yes.
feels good, right? Even touching yourself and making sure that you know what feels good to you, so that
Yes.
when you do decide to bring a partner in, you can take it to the highest height and really create some amazing things in this world, right? So pleasure is key. The pleasure principle is the key to it all. If you're not feeling pleasure, don't even do it.
Oh, oh, say, repeat that. Put that on repeat, girl. What if you not feeling pleasure? What?
Don't even do it.
Don't even do it. If it doesn't bring you any joy, if it doesn't bring you any pleasure to your mind, body, soul, physical, baby, don't do it. That means it's not in alignment.
That's
That's what that means. Yes, I love it. All right, we're gonna go in now because I know it's some people listening right now, some sisters listening, they like, look, I hear y'all. Honey, y'all done been out a little while. You got some years on you, Zakai. You done been out your heartbreak. And Tracy, you got some years. Mama T, you got some years on you. And you done been out your heartbreak. But that first year, that first 6 months, I just can't get it. I hear what y'all talking about. And yeah, I used to be a bad bitch, but I don't feel bad right now. Hell, I need a little bit more help. I'm just not there yet. What can we do in that moment? Because we remember those moments. I know I do. I remember that first 6 months to a year. Honey, I tried everything trying to put myself together, and I just still didn't have that polish. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that heartbreak energy still on me because I was hurting. What are some things they could do just to get up in the morning and wash their ass and comb their hair, honey?
Well, one of the things that you can do is to make sure that you constantly have the vision of the woman that you desire to be in front of you. Once you see her, that's going to motivate you to do just one thing. Don't try to overwhelm yourself and do a whole regimen and put a whole thing together. Just one thing. So
But what if she don't know, Zokai? What if she don't know who she want to be yet? You know, sometimes they in that space where they just don't know who they're becoming. It's all very new.
everybody know what they want to look like.
Okay.
At
Okay,
any
baby.
stage.
Okay.
You know what you want to look. If you look a hot ass mess, you know I
You
look
don't
a
want to.
hot mess and I want to look like this, right? But let's
Yes.
say you don't have a great imagination. Put literally, and I'm gonna keep saying this, and I know it seems so simple, like it can't work like that. Put on a red lip. Go to the Dollar Tree if you have to, and get you a red lipstick and put. That's it. Just put it on.
Yes.
Your hair could be
Yes.
all over your damn head. It don't matter. Just put on a red lipstick.
And
Or
can I say, for those who don't have their hair done, girl, find you some pretty fabric. Find you some pretty fabric, honey. Put that scarf on. Wrap your hair. Or just put the scarf on. I don't care. Just put it on and tie it in the back, honey, and put your some earrings on in the red lip. Just this. Come
that's
on.
it. That's it. Take you a bath. I took 3-4 hour long baths when I had to go back to my parents'
Had to keep
basement.
filling up the hot water.
Yes. And my mama was like, I heard her one day telling my daddy, like, she gonna use up all the hot damn water, but she going through, so we can't bother her. Let her sit her ass in there, and we just gonna have to figure out this water bill and how to get some more hot water in here. And I was like, oh shit, let me get myself together, like, cause there's other people in the house.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need that. You need to just sit and soak. You put some Epsom salt in that bath, I promise you it's going to lift even just a little bit, even if it's just, an inch of heaviness off. Do that. Take you a bath. Or if you are not in a position to, because everybody doesn't have bathtubs anymore,
Yes.
get you some tea light candles and just light you a tea light and whisper your name into the candle. Because what that's doing is reprogramming you to reclaim your identity.
Mm.
And you can say something simple like, I see you, Tracy. I see you, Zokai. And just one day at a time. Sometimes you just got to take it an hour at a time. I was in that space. Some days my ass had to take it a minute at a time. Like it was,
Yeah.
right? But when you get to the point where you had enough of looking crazy, because that's what happened for me first. I couldn't even focus on healing my heart or any of that because I was like, who is this? I did not recognize myself. And that was enough to trigger me to be like, okay, I don't know about how to deal with this heartbreak, how to, go through with the rest of this divorce and do all the things I need to do. But what I do know is I need to get rid of this acne. So just find one thing that you can almost hyper focus on that you are going to change, and then do that. So
Okay. I love that. Find that one thing you get hyper focused on. And if I can also make a suggestion, get outside. If it's nothing but going in your backyard, if it's nothing but going on your balcony, if it's, I'm telling you, if it's just you driving yourself to the park and you sitting in a car, get outside. That's why Cardi B be talking about outside. That is so important. And that's why she named the song Outside. She said when she went through her heartbreak and her depression, she remembered her friend, one of her best friends calling her, telling her, girl, just get outside. Just go outside. Don't stay caught up in that house. Keep going over the pain, over the pain, over the pain, because the earth has a way of healing you. The sun, the wind, the trees, the elements have a way of healing you. So if you just put on a red lip, put that scarf on, put on some earrings, honey, you might have been crying all day. Bring your tissue, bring your water, and just go outside. Just sit outside. What, do you agree?
place to cry. I
Girl.
100% agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and let the energy and the frequency from the earth, recalibrate you, and take away. You can release and it'll take it away, and then you can transmute so you can have a clear mind. And even when you out there, that's the best place to cry, to journal, so you can get that story out, so you don't have to keep telling it to yourself first and foremost.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Get outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also believe in screaming, cussing. Cussing for me is therapy, and I will cuss your ass out in a journal, in a letter, quick. Honey, get that stuff up out of you, and understand that this is a bereavement process and it does take time. But if you are proactive in knowing that you got to come up out of that, it
Mhm.
happens sooner than later.
Yeah. You can't stay there. You can't stay there. You're going to go through multiple deaths. The
Mm-hmm.
heartbreak already is a death, but if you stay in that same sunken place, I call it the basement, because that's where I was at doing all that in. You stay in that basement state, you start to tell your mind that this is normal, and that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand that you're going to go through all of the stages of grief, because it is a death, right? But you want to progress through the stages as long as you're making progress and not staying stagnant. What happens when you go to the doctor and you have a loved one in there? When they transition, they don't come out and say your your loved one died. They say there's been no change. And that means that person is now expired, right? Well, the same thing is going to happen to us if we stay in those same spaces and we don't go through that process like we need to. There'll be no change and we're going to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're in the in-between space, which is really the space where I like to help women the most, in that in-between space of coming through that grief and getting over to the other side, you want to go through all of those processes. But the quickest and fastest way to help you get to the next step is by beauty, because
Okay.
it quickly tells your brain, I'm not the same.
Okay. Okay. Can you let everybody know how what happened in your experience where you came to this revelation of how beauty helped to heal you, and now you're sharing it with other women?
So in my divorce, it was very messy. It was really ugly. I was married to someone who is now a very public figure. And at the time, he was right on the cusp of really breaking out. And so I was a stay-at-home mom. I had two small babies. I think they were like 3 and 4 at the time, something like that. They were really small. And we had to go back and move back home in my parents' basement I was in the basement. The babies had my old room and I was in the basement. And I was literally in the basement physically, mentally, and emotionally. Like there was the bottom. It was nowhere else for me to go. And I remember I was trying to get some things together. Like, I had to get a job now, I had to do all these things. And people were saying to me, like, they were asking me if I was okay because that's the normal thing. But actually, it was my grandmother who said, "You don't look good." And my baby, she always looked good. You haven't looked good for a long time. And this is the same woman who taught me that when you're feeling bad, you're supposed to look your best. So I was like, that was always going, in my mind. And then I was thinking about some things that he said to me, how they try to break your spirit down and try to make you forget that you was the bad bitch that they chose in the first place. Because why the hell did you choose somebody that wasn't attractive? It doesn't make sense. And I was in the mirror. I was doing something else. I wasn't even looking in the mirror. I just happened to look up and I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, oh, this is what grandma was talking about. I look a hot ass mess. And my background was always in the beauty industry. And I graduated from Paul Mitchell. And one of the things that they told us was that you are your brand, right? And so you have to look a certain way. Because can you imagine walking up to somebody telling them, hey, I do hair, and your hair look crazy?
Girl, and for whatever reason, them beauticians' hair don't be looking good, and they be doing the best hair.
Because you don't have no time. You don't have time to create time to put yourself together, right?
Yes.
And so you're looking at them like, you want to do my hair? You look crazy, right? And so I was looking in that mirror and I had that moment where I'm like, I look crazy. I had all this hormonal acne happening. I've never had acne, not even as an adolescent. So I was really like, what is going on? And so I made up in my mind, like, I got to do something about this. But I didn't even know what to do. Even though I had, my cosmetologist license, it still didn't click to me yet what to do. So remember, I used to take those 2-3 hour long baths. And I would read the story of Esther all the time. It's one of my favorite stories. But for whatever reason, this particular day when I read it, I saw it totally different. I didn't see it from like a religious perspective. I was like, oh, these women are like going on The Bachelor. They getting ready, to meet this king, and they went through a year-long of beauty processes.
Yes.
That I never noticed before. And so I started
to be interviewed.
Yeah, to even be in the presence of the king for one night, you had to go through a whole year of beauty regimens. Do y'all understand that? That was mind blowing to me. Like, and that's when it clicked for me. Like, beauty really is important. I remember when I went to cosmetology school and everybody was like, what the hell are you doing in hair school? You one of the smartest people we know. Why are you in hair school? And I'm like, because I am smart. And I understand that at that time, the hair beauty industry was a multi-million-dollar industry. Now it's $1 billion industry.
Right.
So because I am smart, I know where to be, right? But they couldn't get it. And so when I was reading that, I was like, I knew it. I knew beauty was important, right? These girls had to do beauty first before they can have an interview with the king. And so I started writing down some of the things that they used and was trying to see if I can source some of these ingredients. Most of them I could, but a lot of them, were things that you couldn't really readily get in the US. And I started putting together some formulas, and I started making, I had a cleanser and a moisturizer that I used and a bath oil. And people started noticing, like, oh, your skin look really good. What have you been doing? And I'm like, girl, this shit I got from Esther, right? So they would be like, what? And that actually birthed my first skincare line, Zoe Skin Therapy. But it was from that experience that it made me prioritize my whole beauty regimen. And I started seeing it differently and taking it more serious. The spiritual aspect didn't come in until a little bit later, because remember, I couldn't even focus on nothing else because I was stuck at, I look crazy. So once I was able to get my, look back together, get rid of that acne, start pulling some things together for myself, then I was able to focus on my heart and focus on the religious aspect, because the church had failed me too. So I was having all these transitions happening at one time. I was calling on Jesus. He wasn't on the main line that day. And I was like, okay, let me go do something else, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I started my spiritual journey and started learning about how to do visualizations and how to do small rituals with my ancestors. And I didn't even know really at the time that I was doing beauty rituals, because now when I was getting ready, I was lighting my candles. I was, speaking my affirmations. I was seeing that version of myself that I wanted to be, and looked up one day, I was hurt and I was moving the hell up out that basement. So that's my story and that's my journey. And I knew, I'm like, I gotta help other women do this. I have to.
Yes. And you are helping other women. And I just want to just really commend you for coming up out that basement and getting yourself together and getting back to your beauty standards and status and creating a whole platform for us to evolve in that with you. So will you share your offerings with us so that we can know how to also connect with you in that way? Because I'm in two of your platforms and I have to say they nourish my soul.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Please don't have me start crying and messing up my makeup, okay?
Yes, I'm telling y'all, they nourish my soul. I'm older. I do, I coach women. I mentor women. Some of you all know I am the founder of Love My Womb Academy, where we have over 3,600, graduates. And I've been doing that for close to 10 years. But one thing I love is I love to connect with younger women who have something to show me as well and to also feed me. So I look at you, Zokai, as one of my younger mentors. So thank you.
Hey, no, thank you. Thank you. That is such an honor. I'm so grateful. And, this moon, look, I'm about to start crying. So anyway, let me talk about the
Right.
offers. So the one of the groups that Mama T is in is the Beauty First Lounge, and what we do over there is all the things we talked about today, and I take you through the 5 edits, which is the beauty edit, the style edit, the confidence edit, the in-between edit, and the brujeria edit. And this is my signature framework to help you get from who you are now to the woman that you desire to be and have a confident, beautiful glow up. So that is a membership. And right now I'm offering for a limited time a 7-day tour where you can get the guest pass when you do the trial, and you can actually see inside of the membership and see what we have going on. And then the other group that Tracey is in is House of Zokai, and that's my group for spiritual beginners. If you just leaving the church and you love being beautiful and that kind of thing, we give you very basic, it's really fun over there. It's all about the basics. So you're welcome to join either of those groups. I would love to have you. You can visit badassuniverse.com and you'll be able to see all of those things, how you can join, and then also my one-on-one offerings to work with me via application only. So
Yes. Okay. Give us that website one more time.
badass BADASS universe.com.
Okay. Also, you have a new book. Let's talk about your new book.
Yes, it's so juicy. It's called Beauty is the First Spell. And so I give you the framework of my Beauty First philosophy, and I give you a lot of rituals, a lot of spell work that you can do so you can start your own journey within the Beauty First family.
Yes, thank you. And all of that is on badassuniverse.com, correct?
Correct.
Yes, yes. I love you so much, sis. I want to thank you.
I love
Thank
you
you for sharing
too.
my platform with me. I am so proud that you were able to find your source of healing, because healing is very individual for everyone. But one thing about us girly girls, us who are feminine, one thing we do all love is beauty and pleasure, right? So in order for us to heal and really feel whole and come back to that better version of who we are becoming, I find that beauty beauty is like the way. Beauty and pleasure is the way. You have any last words for our girly girls?
Beauty first. Keep it first. Because when you look good on the outside, you heal better. So
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I also want to tell you, go ahead, and if you have a friend you feel like can be nourished from this information and it can bring value, be sure to share, but most definitely subscribe, honey, because you, honey, want to always know when we got something popping off over here at Life After Divorce Show. And I'm really getting excited because with me coming back, or should I say, coming forward, because I'm rebirthing myself, I am going to be rebranding Life After Divorce Show, and I have so many juicy things coming up in the very near future. So I need y'all to stay connected. So go ahead and hit that bell icon as well, so you can be up to date and up to standard with what we got going on. Also, I have a new free ebook. It is called Heartbreak to Happiness, 10 Ways to Recover from Divorce. And if you are 40 and over and you are in the middle of a divorce or you are divorced, you can join us over in our free community. It is called the Rebirth Collective Community, and we are over there reliving, honey, restoring, rejoicing, and just loving on our new additions to ourselves. Okay, so recover with us, and that's what this is all about. This is all about recovery, and we are doing that with beauty. And honey, you do not want to miss out on the style edits that Zokai has going on. Just go ahead and give them a little juice about that style edit, honey, because see, I'm in love with style edits, y'all. Y'all don't know.
you know
She
the
goes by Zodiac, by your horoscope. When I tell you this girl is bad, tell them a little bit, Zokai. Just give them a little juice.
So the whole birth in your beauty in your birth chart series, we're going to take you through how to dress and when to dress for your sun sign, your rising sign, your Venus, your Lilith, and your moon sign, because all of those things have certain frequencies and they're all especially curated for you when you were put here on this earth. So we go through what you should dress like, when you should dress, how you should look, makeup, hair, the whole nine. And you can get that complimentary over inside of the Beauty First Lounge.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Because y'all got a 7-day pass over there. 7-day pass, honey. You don't want to miss out. I'm telling y'all. So anyway, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us over here at Life After Divorce. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I think we are at 12,000 now within a year. I am so happy. I appreciate y'all, and be blessed. Have a beautiful day. And remember, there is life, happiness, joy, and love after divorce. Peace and blessings. Mwah.